So, there we go. That was a big problem again. But Ursala picked everyone up. And now we're back in it. Hi guys, I'm Mike. And welcome back for another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we will be taking a look at one of my favorite champions in the entire game. I was lucky enough to pull her both on my main account and very early on my free-to-play account, and she is a huge game changer. Because she is a support champion, she is also not as stat hungry as someone like Seer, for example, which is a fantastic champion of course, but she is a lot harder to gear up well for a beginning player. So you are a lot further along in the game if you want to see her true potential. So I am talking about a Void epic from the Bannerlords faction, and this is Ursala the Mourner. On my main account I was able to get her during the Guaranteed Champion event from a couple of months ago, but on my free-to-play I actually pulled her from one of the first 3 Void shards that I ever pulled on the account. Talk about a lucky pull! That was incredible. But to be honest, while she had a huge impact on my free-to-play account of course, she had a similar impact on my main account. She is just so good. Let's take a look at what she does. Her A1 attacks one enemy and it has a 55% chance when booked of decreasing the target's turn meter by 10%. This is not all that impressive of course. 10% is not a lot and it's not even a 100% chance. So no, this is not all that impressive, but a little bit of turn meter decrease on the A1 is never a bad thing to have. Then her A2. It attacks all enemies and has a 100% chance when booked of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns, and also places a 50% increase attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. This is a pretty nice ability, applying a very good debuff and also a nice buff on your team. So this is pretty nice. But as you can see, this one takes up a lot of books as well. She really likes to read. And then the A3, which is the ability that makes her so incredibly good. She revives all dead allies with 75% HP, then fills their turn meters by 50%, and also places a 60% increased defense buff and a 25% strengthen buff on all allies for 3 turns. So when she does this, all dead allies are back up with almost all of their HP restored. They also have their turn meters filled by 50% and have 2 of the strongest defensive buffs on them that there are in this game. So the chances that your team will get a go again are very high. This is just one of the best resurrection abilities in the entire game, making her a legendary in disguise if you ask me. Her aura is also pretty nice. It gives you a 24% speed boost in Doom Tower battles. And this of course is also a location where she's really good. But to be honest, looking at her kit, there is almost no area in this game where she can't be useful. She's an incredible addition to any roster and you will be using her a lot. Her stats are also pretty good. Quite a lot of HP. Defense is reasonable. Speed is pretty good. So let's take a look at how I have built her. It's often a case of building a really tanky champion that can survive a lot of hits. That's also very speedy. And if they have a debuff to place, then it's also a good idea to put a lot of accuracy on them. So in this case for Ursala I went for an immortal set and a life set. But sets like perception, speed, accuracy, divine speed, even defense are very good on her. And as you can see, I've pumped up her life quite a bit and also gave her quite a lot of defense. She is pretty fast and she has a load of accuracy to land her A2. I did book her out and I was incredibly lucky here because you do not really want to have any books land in the A1, and I had just 1 book land in here while having 8 books in the A2 and 1 book in the A3. So this is almost best case scenario. Regrettably, this will probably not be the case for everyone. Be prepared to put a lot of books in her. So I actually haven't farmed all of her masteries yet, but things that are a good idea to give her are increases of defense, decreases of damage taken, accuracy, extra life, extension of buffs, all those sort of masteries are very, very useful on her. And if you look at this, then you get an idea of where I'm going with this build. And masteries that I really want to have on her later on are, for example, lasting gifts to extend the duration of any buffs that she gives. And perhaps even this one increases her speed by 8 for each dead ally. So if the team goes down, then she's actually so fast that she will be able to pick them up, hopefully. But like always, I advise you guys to take a look at every mastery yourself and decide if these masteries are a good fit for what you are trying to do with her. Because, for example, if you do not have any artifact sets on her that increase base stats, then Lore of Steel is just a waste. Then you can go for a different mastery, for example. So always take a look and don't blindly copy these. Now to take a look at where Ursala might be useful for you. And like I said, there's actually not an area in the game where you cannot get use out of her. There are a couple of Doom Tower bosses that are not the best fit for her, but otherwise you can use her practically anywhere. I even have her on my clan boss team for my free-to-play account, because she has the decrease attack, of course, which is very important for clan boss. She was also part of my arena team for a long time on my main account, and she still is on my free-to-play account. In Faction Wars, she is just amazing. You will probably not be using her all that much in campaign, but if you need a good reviver, then why not? And she shines in just about every dungeon because of her Void affinity, which makes her a very good fit for just about any dungeon and any stage. Having a good reviver on any team obviously is always a good thing. So Ursala can be very, very useful in just about any dungeon, with perhaps the exception of Fire Knight, because she just has a one-hitter on the A1, which makes her a little less useful. But in a dungeon like Ice Golem's Peak, for example, she can really help you out, even on stage 25. So let's just take a look. Syl doing her thing, stunning everyone up. Very nice. And especially in Ice Golem's Peak, slow and steady wins the race. So we just want lots of control. And if anything should happen, we always have Ursala to pick the team back up. You saw the decrease attack go down on everybody, that's good. But since everyone is stunned by Syl and Archmage Helmet, it doesn't matter all that much yet. So I'm going to speed this up to the boss a little bit, because it's no use to just sit here for 8 minutes watching this boss. Okay, here we are at the boss. Had no problems whatsoever with the waves. Even the second one, which is traditionally a little bit harder than the first. But this team is actually very, very capable of handling this. And the increased defense and strengthened buff that Ursala provides helps a lot, of course, if we do take a hit by the Ice Golem and his minions. So you get the idea. Gonna skip to the end and I'll see you then. So almost seems that we got in a little bit of trouble over there. But as you saw, Syl and Ursala were able to pick everyone up nicely. And now we're back in the fight again. So I don't foresee any more trouble. But if the Ice Golem will surprise me, I'll cut back in. And otherwise, I'll see you at the end. So, there we go. That was a big problem again. But Ursala picked everyone up. And now we're back in it. And this is precisely why she's in the team. She's so incredibly good. For the example I'm trying to give you, this is actually really good that we got into a little bit of trouble twice already. Because in previous runs this never happened. So I'm really happy with this, as it really shows the power of Ursala. So, final couple of hits coming in. There we go. Well, that wasn't as easy as I would normally like. But Ursala truly came through as the MVP here. Picking the entire team back up when all seemed lost. And this is where she shines. So I'm really happy that I got to give you guys this example. Okay, next I will show you how she can slot into an arena team. And in this case that means removing my Arbiter for a second. Putting Deacon in the lead. and then adding Ursala instead of Arbiter. And I'm going to take it off auto for a second, because what we are going to have now is we're going to have Deacon, who's going to decrease defense. After that, we are going to go into Ursala, who will increase attack. And after that, we will have Elhain going into Countess Licks. So let's see how that works out. Okay, so there we go. Gonna use time compression first and then decrease defense on the opposing team. There we go. Okay, now we are going to increase attack of our own team, which is more important than the decrease attack on the opposing team. There we go. And now we're gonna nuke with Elhain. And after that, we're gonna lock everything up with Countess Licks. So there we go. Okay, gonna use time compression again and decrease defense again. No need to go for a resurrection yet, so there we go. And now we're gonna try and take out Bad L. Yeah, okay, very good. Well, pretty easy win. And if something would have gone wrong, then chances are that Ursala, because she has the highest defense and HP of the team, would have survived on her own, and then we could have revived everyone with her revival move. So she's very, very useful in here as well, not just because of the increased attack, but also as a failsafe. Well, I think you get the idea now. Ursala is just an incredible champion that you can use in just about any part of the game. And this is also why I love her so much. She's just a fantastic champ. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to the channel for more Raid Shadow Legends videos. I wish you guys a very nice day and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!